Hello students, let us start our next session of the same chapter 14 with the thermal power plant. As we have discussed in earlier session, power plant is the industry in which we are going to convert a mechanical energy into the electricity. Now, for the mechanical energy as a source of the energy, we can utilize a number of sources. Here for the thermal power plant, we need to increase a temperature. Thermal is always related with the heat or temperature. So, in the input, we supposed to provide a steam as in heat. So, steam of the water. So, one source of energy we supposed to utilize as a water, and to generate a steam from the water, we need to utilize a fossil fuels. So, in thermal power plant, we are using two sources of energy, natural sources of energy. One is the water, another one is a fossil fuel. Fossil fuels are utilized for the burning purpose, which is given to the water. While the water starts to boil, it generates the steam. We require a large amount of steam to rotate a turbine. And after rotating that turbine, the electricity will be generated, and we need to construct this kind of power plant nearby where this kind of basic sources can be easily available, because the transmission of this basic energy is difficult rather to provide a transmission of the electric energy. So here we can provide electricity transmission with more efficiently. There are many power plants are available wherever this fossil fuels, coal or petroleum is easily available. Next is hydropower plant. Hydropower plant in which we are utilizing a source of energy as in water. So if we are comparing a thermal power plant and hydropower plant, what is happening? In thermal power plant, two sources are required, water as well as fossil fuel. For the hydropower plant, water as a source of energy is sufficient. We are going to utilize either kinetic energy or potential energy of the water. But for that, we need to construct dams at a height. So the falling of the water we can utilize as in mechanical energy, and at the end, after it is given to the turbine, the result will be generated as an electric energy. So, a large number of dams were built all over the world in last century to get a natural source of input energy as in water. To design that hydro power plant or hydel electricity, high-rise dams are required to construct to get a flow of water, and we can collect that large amount of water in that particular dam. But as the water level rises and we can get its kinetic energy of flowing, the water gets transferred into its potential energy while it moving from height to the dam. So now, while it gets stable at the point, potential energy can be available. So the water from the high level in the dam is carried out by the pipes, and it is given to the turbine at the bottom of the dam, and from that turbine, it is at the end will generate the electricity. So that water in that dam or reservoir would be refilled each time in rains. So hydropower plant is a renewable source of energy, that we can say that. But this hydropower plant in which water we are utilizing, that is a renewable energy, while the water is falling and can be refilled that particular dams. But this dam is constructed nearby to the river, and the river water source is limited compared to the sea water. and the construction of big dams, we are facing a certain problem with it. The dam can be constructed at limited places only in the hilly areas. And for the large areas of agriculture land and human need to habitate and they need to sacrifice for that submerge process. So large ecosystems are destroyed when submerged under the water in dams. So and in that case also the large amount of methane is generated which affect our greenhouse gases. It creates a problem of satisfactory rehabilitation of displaced people. Opposition to the construction of the Hiri Dam on the Ganga River, now Sardar Sarovar project is utilizing on the Narmada River due to such problem to displace that particular people. Another source of energy we can utilize as a conventional source, that is a biomass. As we have discussed that earlier days, people were using wood as a source of energy, as in fuel also, or to get a heat and a fire. So this wood can be utilized for a long time, but we need to ensure that we need to plant trees continuously. Then only the wood we can utilize to get a fire. But to get that particular wood from that trees, it takes a longer time. Rather, we consume that particular wood. In earlier days also, the cow dung cakes they were utilized as in fuel. So here we are going to combine such sources in biomass. That large population available in India, we need to ensure that a steady source of fuel can be available continuously. These fuels can be available from for the biomass source of energy. Fuels are available from plant and animal products. This is known as a biomass. Bio means biological term. So in which the plant, the wood or any parts of plant and animal product we can utilize. So that source is known as a biomass. This fuel do not produce a much heat while burning, and it is not also generating a smoke while it is burning. So it means we can say that air pollution is minimized. So we are utilizing some of the technology to improve its efficiency, which can produce a more heat and which can provide a more temperature. So when wood is burned, in a limited supply of oxygen, water and volatile materials present in it get removed and charcoal is left behind as a residue. While we burn a wood, it gives oxygen, water and volatile materials, and at the end charcoal is remaining. Now charcoal burns without flames, so it is comparatively smokeless and it gives a higher heat. So efficiency is improved. Rather to use wood directly, we are utilizing a charcoal, whatever the byproduct of the wood is there. Like a wood, we can also use cow dung cake, in which various plant materials like the residue after harvesting the crops, vegetable waste, this kind of materials we are going to decompose in the absence of oxygen to give a biomass. So whatever the diagram we can see over here, in which cow dung various plant materials, crops, vegetable waste, kind of bioproducts we are utilizing, right? Just like that cow dung is generally popular as in gobar gas, which gives you a gobar gas, that is a biogas produced in a particular plant. So the plant has a dome-like structure, which you can see in the diagram. In that, a slurry of cow dung and water is made in the mixing tank, from where it is fed into the digester. Now that digester is a sealed chamber in which there is no oxygen. So this slurry is prepared without oxygen. If oxygen is there, it start to decompose. So decomposition होगा तो हमें at the end उसकी biomass product नहीं मिलेगी. So this process has to be done without oxygen, so that it takes a few days for the decomposition process to be complete and generate gases like methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen and hydrogen sulfide. These gases are produced by having this particular biomass process. Which are they? Methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen and hydrogen sulfide. This biogas is stored in a gas tank above the digester, from which they are drawn through the pipes which we can utilize. Biomass is a very good fuel. It contains up to 75% of the methane. It burns without smoke and it leaves no residue like ash in wood, charcoal and coal burning. If we burn wood, charcoal or coal, at the end ash will be available. But in biogas, while we are getting from that biomass process, in which it won't leave any residue. Its heating capacity is also high. It is also used for lighting purpose. The slurry left behind is removed periodically and used as an excellent manure, rich in nitrogen and phosphorus. So, it also can be utilized in farms. The large-scale utilization of bio-waste and swag material provides a safe and efficient method of waste disposal besides supplying energy and manure. Next source of energy, it can be a wind energy. The kinetic energy of the wind we are going to utilize over here to perform a task to get an mechanical energy. This energy was harnessed by windmills. Wherever we are going to construct and where we are going to utilize that particular wind, in that particular area is known as a windmill. To get a mechanical, initially this windmill is utilized to get a mechanical work. Just like a water lifting pump, the rotary motion of windmill is utilized. Nowadays, windmill is utilized to generate an electricity. This windmill consists of a structure similar to a large electric fan. To generate electricity, rotary motion of the windmill is utilized to turn the turbine to get an electric generator, as you can observe in diagram. The output of the single mill is very much small, which cannot utilize, and that's why for the commercial purpose, the number of windmills are required in larger area, which is known as wind farm or wind energy farm. The output of each windmill in a farm is going to be compiled together, just like we are doing integration or summation. Likewise, here whatever the result is generated from a single windmill we are going to combine and to generate electricity for the commercial purpose. Wind energy is environment friendly, and that is an efficient source of renewable energy. It requires no recurring expenses for production of the electricity, but there are many limitations in harnessing of wind energy. Wind energy farm can be established only at those places where the wind blows for a greater part in a year. Greater part of a year. The wind speed should be at least higher than 15 km per hour to maintain that required speed continuously to provide to the turbine. There should also be some of the backup facility required to store that particular energy. That is, the storage cells are there. That is required to take care of the energy needs during a period when there is no wind. So if wind is not available, so whatever the energy we have stored earlier, that we can provide as an electricity and we can transmit it further. Wind energy farms require a large area. To generate a 1 megawatt energy, electric energy, it requires at least 2 hectares of land. Its initial cost is very much high, that we need to construct a tower and blades of that particular windmill, which should be sustained in a rain, sun, storm, cyclone. So at that part we can say that its maintenance is higher. As at once it is constructed, so no much cost is there to redesign it, but yes, its maintenance cost is higher. Here we are going to end this session with the conventional sources of energy, in which some of the sources are renewable, some of the sources are non-renewable. Just like a fossil fuel is non-renewable, water, wind, these are the sources which are the renewable sources of energy. Here we are going to end this session. Hope you understood. Thank you.